You know what really grinds my gears? Rigged kitty casino games. While today's game may or may not be rigged, it does contain a lot of gear grinding. So this is Gear It Up. This game comes to us from Bob's Space Racers. Huh. Never heard of these guys before. We've got another company to add to the bingo card. So here's the deal. The main game has you follow this ball through an obstacle course and you gotta try to reach the top. You'll be tested by these 3 large gears. They gate you off before entering and you gotta time the release of your ball to get past each of them. I guess it's in the name, Gear It Up. Each of these gears has ridges that either allow your ball to advance or get banished. The difficulty progression makes sense. It starts easier, then medium, and then hard for the last one. Now keep in mind, any timing I tell you for when to release may not be helpful. The arcade can adjust a setting called Time of Ball Release, SIZ. It doesn't specify what exactly this affects, but I'm assuming it's an adjustment for the gear timing. I'm not really sure how to quantify this setting to how long of a delay this release is, but for the copy I'm playing on for this video, here's how I'm timing it. The first one is pretty generous. Release it any time around here and you're probably okay. The second one should be timed with when the banish ridge is about here. And for the last one, the most consistent way I'm finding to advance this one is to time your ball release with when a banish ridge lines up with this bit of art on the backdrop of the game. Another thing the arcade can change are the payouts. Yeah, the game pays you out for each gear you pass. There's a setting for paying out when you fail on a gear, and another setting for first, second, or third round win tickets. I'm not really sure what constitutes a round in this game, but it doesn't matter, all these values are chump change. You need to look at this top part for the real prize. There's this wheel looking thing at the top. It's populated almost like a clock with different values for each index. Most importantly, at 12 o'clock is the jackpot. Completing the trials of the 3 gears is what lets you play for this. The first time I played this game, I didn't really know what I was doing. The moment I reached this part, my heart sank. Is this a wheel spin or another one of those dumbass stop the light games? So on my first play, I stopped the light around here and then counted how many spaces it kept going after my button press. The second time I reached the top, I was like, alright, let's stop at X positions before the jackpot. And then wow, it actually worked. Honestly, my jaw hit the floor. I was expecting to get scammed. For the sake of science, I played it again after this jackpot. The third time on this spinner, it stopped much earlier than the last 2 plays. I'm guessing this is some internal rotational payout system, which is fine. The game does reset the jackpot bounty after someone wins, so this is some sort of self-contained measure to not allow repeat wins. They are able to hard set the value that increments this jackpot for every play that goes into the game. They can set the starting value, and they can adjust a ticket ceiling for how high the jackpot bounty can go. While digging through the comments to find any older requests for this game, I found one of you guys had outlined the strategy for this jackpot segment, so shoutouts to this comment for validating my experiences while labbing this one. While I don't see a setting that directly affects this stop timing, there is one for bonus auto stop time. But it's just a time limit. It specifies that when set to 0, the bonus wheel does not stop. The first time I saw this game, I was thinking this was going to be like one of those marble run games, but it's not nearly as fun as those. I kinda like the idea of this one, but this entire process of the gear obstacle course and stop timing on the spinner wheel, it's such a chore. In the ticket farming degenerate department, it feels pretty solid. The jackpot feels like it can be replicated when you play closer to the jackpot ceiling. This is a very cookie-cutter rotational payout game. On that last point, it's a decent A-tier game. If the jackpot ceiling isn't nerfed too badly at your arcade, you should consider learning the ball timing so you can add this one to your arsenal of ticket farming options. The gear segment becomes trivial after enough practice. This jackpot spinner part feels doable if you play it close to the jackpot ceiling. Like all of these rotational payout options, unless you're practicing the game, I wouldn't recommend queuing plays back to back. You just need to keep an eye on them and figure out the tells for when the game is allowing you to win. When utilized correctly, these games can really help you gear up for the prize room.